All right, here we go. Another edition. More special guests here with us in our community here in Cottleville. I'm Dr. Dustin here with Dr. Lindsay again. We'll introduce our special guest here in just a second. This is the Vital Wire. All right, welcome. I'm going to let you guys introduce yourselves, but I know we're super excited to have you here. We know you guys just opened a business. I'm just going to lay this all out and kind of set a frame here. But JB Wellness has just came to town here in Cottleville. And tell us a little bit of your story. What is JB Wellness? How did you get here?
Oh my goodness. So I'm Brittany.
I'm Jacob.
And so we're the owners of JB Wellness. And so our story goes so deep, but we have been focused on eating whole plant foods for about 6 years now. It's been life-changing. I was super sick, my stomach hurt all the time. Had to go to the hospital, couldn't breathe, and I was like, my life, I'm 25 years old, I have to make a change. So we went plant-based, focusing on getting whole plant foods, and what's led us here today. So 2 years ago, coming up in January, just had our second son, and we were like, we're going to do this plant over processed challenge. We're going to cut out all of these processed foods for 1 month, and that's where we discovered smoothie bowls. And I remember thinking, it is January, it is freezing, and I'm just going to do it. And I was like, this sounds terrible. We would eat leftovers, just the meals that I cooked, and so let's just try it. Let's try something new. I'm ready to lose all this baby weight, and so we had our first acai bowl, which we have at the store.
Mm-hmm.
And it was our first bowl that we ever ate. And I was like, oh my God, that's so good. We would top it with so much peanut butter, chips. We had no idea what a smoothie bowl was. And so then after a month, I was like, I'm obsessed with these. And so I tried to go back to my, just whatever I was eating.
Mm-hmm.
And he felt the same way. And I was like, I can't. So I was like, okay, I'm going back to work. How can I get my smoothie bowl to my job and eat every day? So I would freeze it overnight and I would take it to work, and people were like, what are you eating? And I was like, it's a smoothie bowl. They're like, what is a smoothie bowl? So it was daily, just me so then my whole team was eating smoothie bowls by the end of the year, everyone. And so a lot of them still eat smoothie bowls today. And so I would post all these pretty pictures and stuff, and people were like, you should sell it. Well, so a year went by. And then
Where were you working at this time?
I was a teacher, a fourth grade teacher.
Oh, okay.
At Henderson. And so
Got it.
So I was teaching, bringing them to work, and so then
It was prepping them the night before, freezing them, both of us, and I would take it to work. I was working at Express Scripts, so we'd both freeze them and then put them in our lunch boxes and take them, put them in the freezer for the next day and let them thaw out. And then I don't know, we just started.
Yeah, then we
people started asking
what is that?
I mean, even to this day, people are like, what are smoothie bowls?
Right.
People that don't know, it's it's a smoothie that's thicker consistency, essentially. Yeah.
And so it was our lunch alternative. And so we had been eating drinking, I guess, the same smoothie for breakfast. We still to this day, so it's been 5.5 years every day. And you can also get it at our store. It's the OG. So that's why we named it that.
Of course.
It's our original. So then that's kind of how we got started. People just kept saying, Brittany, your pictures are so pretty. Our original smoothie
I don't care what it is if it looks that good.
So people were just you should sell it. You should sell it. And I was known at Henderson, I was the health, Brittany. Everyone knew I was going to go off and do this.
Yeah.
And so this time last year, actually this week, we were in Catalina Island in California, and I went there and I said, I'm going to open up a smoothie bowl place in St. Charles.
Good
Watch
for
me
you.
do it. And
Watch me do
I thought
it.
it was going to be years. I thought it was going to be.
Well, it was even before that. We went to Nashville, and there's a
Yeah, we
place
did go to
called Ian
Nashville.
Rose, wellness bodega. They have a bunch of locations there.
Yeah.
And we kind of looked into franchising or I wonder if they franchise, because they have 5 different locations across Nashville.
Right.
And so you go there, they have kind of the same stuff. We have smoothies, different toast options, smoothie bowls, and we just looked up wonder if we could franchise this because this place is awesome. And
Right.
that was last summer, June.
Yeah, that was last June.
And so kind of planted the idea,
then,
and it went from there.
So let's go now. Now let's go back.
Yeah.
Where are you guys from? We'll start with Brittany. Where are you from? Like
Okay.
from conception, I guess, to now. Like, give us that timeline.
Okay.
Where'd you grow up? Where are you from?
The St. Louis question. Where to go to high school?
See, that's why before I launch all the question, where'd you go to high school? What year did you graduate?
Yeah.
So from
Yeah.
St. Louis area then?
Yeah, so I live in Fenton. I lived in Fenton. My parents still live there. They own a construction company. That's who ended up doing our whole construction in
Awesome.
our place. But yeah, so I went to Rockwood Summit, and then I played lacrosse, loved it, and Lindenwood was like the closest area school that had lacrosse, and they were really good at it. So I went there, got a scholarship. And Jake and I actually didn't meet. I decided, it was weird, but I decided to, because he's a little bit younger than me, so he's still 29, I'm 32. So, in college years, those are, I was.
You're both younger than me. So.
Yeah. So I decided that I wanted to go get dual certified to become a special education teacher and an elementary teacher. So I had to go an extra semester, which ended up putting us to meeting. Without me deciding that, we would have never met.
Wow.
Because he is, a little bit younger, so I would have been graduated and would have never met.
Yeah.
So my senior year was when.
So your senior plus. Your
My
senior plus.
Yeah, it was like a full year, and I ended up getting it done in a semester. Like the whole thing. I ended up student teaching at Henderson, which is where I ended up getting a job. And so like it all put into play to where I ended up, but the teacher retired mid-year, and she was a special education teacher. I was like, I don't, this isn't exactly but this is how I can get my foot into the door.
Yeah.
So I ended up interviewing while I was still student teaching before I even graduated, and I ended up getting the job.
That's awesome.
And then, I did that for a few years, and then moved into the 4th grade role. So I was a teacher for 8 years, resigned in January, but so much skill I learned in the classroom is making me a great boss, a great leader.
That's
owning
so
my own
good.
business. So
And it was just a part of the plan. It was just part of, grand design and I'm a God guy. God puts you, there's things that come enter your life
Yeah.
for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. And, not always what gets you here is what gets you there. So that's super cool. Toss the mic over to you.
Yes.
We'll turn yours on.
So I was born and raised Overland Park, Kansas.
Okay.
Went to Blue Valley High School, played football, track athlete, and then ended up getting a scholarship to go to Lindenwood. So played college football at Lindenwood for 4 years. Studied finance. Ended up graduating with my finance degree. Met Brittany there, so ended up staying in the St. Louis area, and then kind of just kept going from there. Had started out different jobs, like her mom works at a Unigroup down in Fenton, so started there and then ended up moving into commercial banking for a few years, and then kind of jumping all over. Worked at Express Scripts for 3.5 years or so, and then got my MBA during that time. So got my, what was that, last year I graduated?
yeah.
Last year I graduated my MBA in emphasis in finance, and then
You did that through Lindenwood as well?
no, I
No.
did that online through Missouri State.
Yeah,
Okay.
We went
Yeah.
together. I have mine.
She got her master's from Missouri State
master's
online.
plus 30, so
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
it was 4 extra years, but
And then, I was at MasterCard for, what was that, last year, and then had the opportunity to join Wish, senior financial analyst, and be fully remote. So now,
yeah, he wanted fully remote. He's a very I want to be at home, and it just
Yeah.
worked for us having a 3 and a 2-year-old.
Yeah.
And he just
super
loves
nice,
it, and
super flexible.
they're amazing.
Great people, love what
Yeah.
I do. And then,
literally loves it.
like,
He got that job.
and I'm like right down the road. So, like, we live
Yeah.
5 minutes from the store. So,
yeah,
like,
it's
That's
amazing.
cool.
So
That's
he
nice
can-
with littles.
yeah.
I love that. So, I mean, so we're Lindenwood alum.
Yeah.
And I met my wife at Lindenwood.
Okay.
She was dance, so she was more the theater side. So she basically lived in Scheidegger, where you guys probably lived
Yep.
in like Romer and,
I was
and
in
Harmon.
I was in Flowers.
Yeah. So like
he's
all
in,
your
like-
your classes, like your
Oh,
classes
yeah,
are all
yeah.
Romer,
Okay.
Harmon.
Okay,
Yeah.
Are you in Romer? Everybody's.
It was mostly Harmon, the business
Harmon,
school.
yeah.
Oh, see, I went have one class.
Yeah.
I took
Yeah.
one business class.
Right.
My only C.
My brother was
Clearly
my brother.
not my line of thinking.
So what year were you there?
11 to 15.
11 to 15. So you probably know my brother then.
Okay.
Very outspoken gentleman. He's the exact opposite of me. Like, I don't prefer the radar.
Yeah.
This guy, like, is the radar.
Okay.
Like, so Bretland Boston was his name.
Okay.
Tall guy who's more in the basketball, but he lived in Harmon too, but he
Okay.
seemed to know everybody. So if you saw a picture of him, it might jog your memory.
Probably.
But we were all there at the same time. But
Yeah.
yeah, met my wife there. Dr. Lindsay was there. And then we ended up jumping to Logan. We finished at Logan.
Okay.
So it's kind of cool
Awesome.
to hear the similarity in,
Yeah.
in a little bit of our story. So your idea,
Yeah.
watch me. I
I
love that.
Totally
I love
me.
that. Watch me do it.
Catalina Island, super cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm actually I was born on the West Coast myself,
Okay.
so I still have family out there, but went to Catalina a couple of times. He said, I'm like, not everybody goes to Catalina. I
Oh,
was-
it's such a cool,
It's just like-
beautiful.
right.
And there's
Oh
like, you
my
can only go to like one place on the island.
Right.
You can't go anywhere else.
You
And
take
we just
like-
drove our
yeah.
golf cart everywhere. It was so fun.
Right.
You took
I
like
love
a
that.
cruise all around the mountains and
Yeah.
like, you can't go there unless you're like on a tour. 'cause
Right.
It's all,
It's crazy how rough it is on the backside of that island.
Yeah.
Like
Oh
you
my
take the
gosh, so
catamaran
much.
over and it's like,
Yeah.
oh, this is
Mm-hmm.
cool. And it's like this, it's really quaint. Like you can walk the whole thing in what seems like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
There's a couple cool little bar spots with the beach area, but you go to the backside of Catalina Island. So if you guys never been to Catalina, I mean, I wouldn't say it's like put it on your map,
Right.
but if you ever get the opportunity, don't turn it down.
yeah, it was
Yeah.
awesome.
What was your favorite thing about Catalina?
Oh my gosh, the sun, the view, and just the calmness of the place. I just
Like the place, so like,
I
so
just
Catalina,
loved it.
there's like the main island, and then like if you take like a private road, there's like private like villas or like apartments,
that's where
and
we
we
were
stayed
at.
there, and it's
Yeah.
like right out the door was like the ocean, and like we would just pop open the window like in the
I-
morning
yeah,
or at
so there
night,
was
and you
no
could just hear the
AC
waves.
or heat.
No.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
just literally had the windows open the whole time. And
Oh,
it-
that's lovely.
to
Yeah.
fall asleep to the ocean. I
Yeah.
was like, this is
Was it
amazing.
ever clear enough where you could see like the coast and Long Beach? Like
Yeah.
was
One
it?
time.
Okay.
One time.
It doesn't
Yeah.
happen often, but
No.
sometimes it's pretty
Yeah.
cool to just see
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Because
edge.
there was rain. So the rain
Cleared that out.
cleared it out. So when we were coming into the island, there was rain, and then they were all like, "Oh my God, it's raining!" And I was like, "No, it's raining." And they're like, "This is a big deal for us. Like it never rains there." And then it cleared it out, so we could see like LA, and that was really cool. So
It is cool.
it's a beautiful,
It was awesome.
So
beautiful island.
I
Catalina,
want to put it on my list, guys.
it is.
It
It's
is.
it's pretty cool. I think
On this
everybody.
trip?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're ever in that area, if you're bored in Southern California and you just like, hey, no, Catalina Island, take the catamaran over, even if
Yeah.
it's for a day. There's day
Yeah.
trips, you know.
It's
And
totally
what
a
we
good place.
if we wanted to go back, fly into not LAX, but that what's that other airport? That's
John
right.
Wayne.
Yeah.
There was a closer
I think
one.
is it in Long Beach? Maybe there's another airport.
There might
or-
be, or there's Orange County, which I think is John Wayne Airport,
Okay.
Yeah.
There's
Uh,
another airport that's like a lot
or
closer.
Ontario.
Yeah.
Ontario is I don't know,
Yeah.
but
We went to LA because my friend lived in LA, so we were like visiting LA,
yeah.
and I was like,
Was that a
"Oh."
whole different world? Just like wild?
I've been to LA, but I was like, wow, this is because I always say
Yeah.
like the way we live our life, we are so like we fit the LA lifestyle with the electric cars, you know, all the things. So
Yeah.
I felt
It's-
so at home.
It's a lot. Yeah, it's a lot different. It's definitely a different culture living there. And before I went back
Yeah.
to Lindenwood, I
It's
stayed there for a
little
while.
loud though. You know, there's so many people. I don't like that part of it. I like the Catalina was so calm and you could meditate on the side of a cliff and no one, you'd just be quiet. So
Yeah.
I
That
was like, I
sounds
love it.
Wonderful.
We're going from like entrepreneurial business background to like
Travel.
vacation.
Yes.
See, I told you this is going to be
Everyone's
genuine.
going to Catalina now.
So, Catalina Island, watch me. I'm going to open this thing. So we've got a little bit of the background. You went, with the healthy eating lifestyle, you started bringing this, people were kind of pushing, you're like, you know what? We transitioned from school, where you worked. So you're here in Cottleville now. What's going on at JB Wellness? What can we expect there? What is it you provide exactly? Give us an idea of, okay, here's what JB Wellness is.
Yeah, so JB Wellness, we really want it to be a community of people, which a lot of people are saying they feel that vibe when they come in. So I've created such a great team. It's just amazing how everything has worked out. We wouldn't be here today without them. Just such positive environment. But you walk in, and we really want it to be more than just like a cafe where you get food. Like we are a place where we're going to be, educating and sharing and having yoga, and you're coming in, and I, as a teacher, I always focused on building an environment with my students to create such a positive I'd always do this thing where I would leave positive notes on the kid's desk, and it would just
So
help me
good.
grow this. So I started doing that for my. So I would just message them or send them positive. And so I do that with our customers too, just like getting to know them, knowing their name. And so that's called the JB Way. And so I had that set before, we opened, and people can come in. They can feel at home, knowing that they're going to get top quality food, because it is something that Jake and I are extremely passionate about. So everything that we provide is everything that we have at our house, down to the brands that we choose, because they grow sustainably. They're the least processed. They don't have harmful chemicals in them, down to our water being filtered. We make our own almond milk. So just knowing you can come in and trust us, seeing smiling faces, having that positive environment, and feeling healthy and energized when you leave, because you made a healthy
In more
choice.
ways than one.
Yes, so much. So.
Yeah.
And it's more like today, you go down the street, there's 20 fast food restaurants. You can't really get any healthy options. So having a place where you can get, any type of healthy food item or option is
Right.
what we provide to people, and try and give people the option to be healthy and be their best self.
And that's what we tell people all the time is it's like sometimes we don't make our choices necessarily because we want to. A lot of times it's convenience. But I think, even with what we do, it's like, we see people all the time in our office for a variety of different things, migraines, infertility, neuropathy, like wellness, whatever it is. But I think a lot of people make an unfortunate decision because they also don't know where to go, or they don't have the option,
Yeah.
or they don't have the education to be like, oh, I had no idea.
Yeah.
So one of the things that we say that I think you guys kind of vibe with as well is it's like, if we could make sure people say, I wish I would have known, like that's just not an option
Yeah.
anymore. So let's put something
Right.
out there.
Yeah.
It's such a great move because there is, we can look out this
Right.
podcast studio right
Yeah.
now. There's Panda,
Yeah.
there's
Yeah.
Freddy's, there's
Krispy
and
Kreme.
Canes, like no hate here, get it, like there's guilty pleasures, but as far as like consistent options for better lifestyle and quality of life, I think you guys are doing it right. So smoothie bowls, I haven't had one yet.
Yeah.
I've been
I'm so
here.
excited over
Everybody else has been over
Yeah.
there. I try to hold down the fort here, but so what are they? What's in them?
What's your favorite?
Oh, well.
Well, so the most popular is the Brits Bowl, which is named after Brittany.
Yeah.
Which is what I've heard.
Which-
I've seen a couple people I've
Yeah.
asked, like, oh, you've been in, what did you like? What did you try? And everyone has told me they've gotten the
Brits
Brit
Bowl.
Bowl.
Yeah.
So we've been to so many smoothie bowl places, and usually pitaya or dragon fruit comes with pineapple. I actually don't prefer, which we have an option like that too, but I just like made this bowl up, and you cannot find it. We have been to probably 20 smoothie bowl places across the United States, and you can't find a bowl like that. It is so original, which I've created all the recipes, but this is the most original. I'm like, nothing can beat mine. We went to Florida and I got a pitaya bowl, and I was like, like it wasn't as pink and it had coconut on it, which I don't really, prefer the coconut as much. But and then our second favorite is
So like the Brits Bowl, it's
peanut butter banana.
what is it? It's dragon fruit, cherries, strawberries.
Don't give it all away. I'm going to start hitting the
Oh.
beat button here.
Yeah, so that's one thing, and we actually get a lot of people that just say thank you for opening, thank you, so much gratitude.
Yeah.
And I practice gratitude all the time, which has led me to where we are today. And people thanking us for just being open is really awesome. So we're thankful that we are able to bring these healthy options. And so yeah, smoothie bowl.
So it's essentially a
Frozen
smoothie
fruit.
with less liquid. So it's more of like a creamier consistency.
Like
Not like
ice-
ice cream, kind of, but
It's like ice cream, but it's just
More-
frozen.
yeah,
It's
more-
like frozen yogurt,
Yeah.
but like
Yeah.
good for you.
yeah.
There's no yogurt or anything in it.
No
A lot of
added
people-
sugars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Besides the granola that we have has coconut sugar in it. Other than that, there's no other added sugars or
Yeah.
really anything processed.
I think I said this earlier before we went. I guess I can say on the air. Before we started recording, I don't care what the hell's in it. It looks so
Yeah.
good in a
Yeah.
picture. Like I'll eat it. Like,
Yeah.
And talk about the peanut butter because that's what I'm excited for because I love peanut butter.
Yes, so our peanut butter is from Terrasol, which is our favorite company ever. They get their, so the reason that we choose them is because they share their third-party testing. So a lot of companies will just, so like let's say when the peanut butter is processed, it goes on equipment. And so that equipment has heavy metals in it. And so that heavy metals gets back into the food itself. And so Terrasol will share that testing. So they'll go take their peanut butter and they'll go get it tested. And then they'll share that. They have it on their website, all their third-party testing, and it's the lowest amount of heavy metals, such as arsenic, just like all the different.
heavy metal toxicity is real, and I think if people knew where to find that and how that comes in its different forms and where it comes from,
Yeah.
and it takes out the greenwashing part of it too.
Yes.
Like like greenwashing's a big deal. Like I think we could. You get my wife in here too. I think we all could.
Yeah.
We
I
could
could
put.
go, It's gonna get me started. It just,
With all the natural products,
It gets
Natural
us
flavors.
Yeah.
That's come
Yeah.
on.
And
Natural
so it's-
flavors.
yeah, they have
That's
like-
just a hidden meaning for.
fragrant.
That's a whole nother
They can just
episode.
put their whole whatever they want
Yeah.
in it. They
Yeah.
put natural flavors. They can stick anything inside that, and so you will never find that in anything that we choose because we provide. And so people are shocked, to tell you the truth.
Yeah.
People are shocked that we are so transparent. Like when we were telling you what's in the smoothie bowl, people can't believe that we share everything. I'm like, this is it. Like this is it. This
There's
is all we
nothing
add. And
else.
people watch us do it, and people just like will comment like, I just love watching you make the bowl because I can see everything that's in it. You're cutting up the fresh fruit. It's like
It's so
and
satisfying. I'm sure
It
it is
is.
to watch.
Yeah.
just to cut up the fruit. I just love topping the bowls. That's my favorite thing to do.
Yeah.
And my team has just gotten attached to making everything pretty. Appearance is so important to me, and when
Yes.
it's pretty and you eat it. and
Look
it's
good,
so
feel good, play
Yeah,
good.
Exactly.
Yeah. Absolutely. So I'm a kiwi guy.
Yeah.
Kiwi, pineapple, those are probably my two go-tos. So what's on the menu that has kiwi? Like if I had to pick one, I'm picking kiwi.
Well, kiwi.
What's the best kiwi option?
So there's no kiwi on the inside, but there's kiwi pretty much on everything on the top.
Okay.
So if you like pineapple, I'd probably go blueberries.
Yeah.
Because I'm not a banana guy. Like I'll eat bananas because there's good
Yeah.
qualities to bananas, but like
So the base, it does have bananas in it, but those can easily, so you can sub and take that out, and it still tastes the same. So it's very tropical tasting. The Trop Sun.
Yeah.
Um,
Permanent vacation.
Permanent
It's-
Vacation's like a sweet tart.
I just love the
Yeah.
name of that.
Yeah.
That actually has a story behind it, the Permanent Vacation. Someone at my
was
school.
it Catalina?
No.
So someone at my school was like, you should name your next smoothie bowl. When we were open and I was still teaching, since I had resigned at that time, and she was like, you should name it Permanent Vacation because you're leaving here to go do your permanent vacation, which is now JB Wellness. So it has a little bit of story behind it, but yeah, someone ended up coming up.
That one, I always recommend that one if they want, because it has,
super
instead of like an
tart.
almond milk, it has orange juice
Mhm.
as the
Yeah.
liquid, so it's sweeter.
It's like candy.
Yeah.
It's literally
Really?
candy.
See, I'm a citrus person.
Okay.
You'd probably
Like-
like that one then.
yeah,
Yeah.
that one's really good.
Yeah, citrus,
Blueberries
citrus,
is also very popular. That's one of our most popular.
citrus
like-
and tropical.
And
Peanut
then
butter.
the
My
PB&A.
favorite's the peanut butter banana. It tastes just
Mhm.
like peanut butter,
and
essentially.
it's
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so good.
filling.
Yeah.
Oh my
There's a shake that I make most every morning, and it's got my all natural. There's friends of ours that open all natural. You probably know the brand, but I double up on my protein, use almond milk, and then it's literally just a huge scoop of the same peanut butter.
Yep.
And
Oh, you use Terrasol too?
Terrasol too.
Awesome.
Oh, my
So good,
you,
isn't
my
it?
wife, you guys would just run off on a permanent vacation talking
Yeah.
about all this. Huge scoop of peanut butter, cinnamon, and a little bit of vanilla, and that's it. That's my
Oh,
jam.
yeah.
Awesome.
So
So what's the goal? Like you just opened here in Cottleville. What's on deck? What's
What's on
coming
the
up?
horizon?
What's
Oh goodness, so many things. My
what
mind
can you
never
release that's on the horizon?
What can you tell us?
Okay, so
Give us a
our
teaser.
ultimate goal of JB Wellness has nothing. I always tell people it has nothing to do with the money. I'm not here
Sure.
for any of it. I used to write in my journal years, so I've like manifested this whole thing, and it was like I would always say like, I know Jake and I are meant to do something, and I'm meant to inspire people to live healthy. What does that look like? I had no idea. This time last year, I literally was like, is it a smoothie bowl place? Like, I literally had no idea. And it's so crazy how this is just been a manifestation of me just constantly talking out loud or writing in my journal. So our goal is to inspire people to live healthy and give people that convenient option to make better choices. And so on the horizon is our next menu launch in 2 weeks, November 7th. We
Okay.
have sandwiches, overnight oats. We have my homemade hot chocolate. We have fresh cider that's juiced and then warmed up. Actually made by one of our employees that's sharing her recipe. So that's really awesome. And it's named after her.
Super cool.
Yeah, so that's on our next launch. Oh, we have raw walnut brownies that taste like fudge.
Fudge brownies,
All
yeah.
gluten-free, pretty much just made with dates, walnuts, cacao powder, all the things. And then we're going to be launching something that's not that healthy, but it'd be perfect for the holidays, is our cookies that I've always made. So we're going to be, it's like cookies where you can just eat the dough because there's no egg. We use applesauce instead of egg, coconut oil instead of butter. It's like 6 ingredients. So you can take and bake, or you can eat the dough raw. And sometimes I take the
Yeah.
dough and put it in a ball and dip it in chocolate.
Oh,
Extra good.
I'd probably
Sounds
take
good.
the cookie
Yeah.
and scoop the raw.
Literally, it's
Yeah.
so good. So I gave a little taste of that yesterday, and people were going crazy for my cookies. So that's coming in a
Ooh.
couple weeks too. And then we have always said JB Wellness will be multiple locations. So we already have our eye on what's next because
Cool.
you know LU has our heart.
Yes.
So
Yes.
possibly connect with them. So
I love that.
That's super cool. That's super, super cool. Now, there's just so much parallel with what it is we do. It's just so awesome and refreshing to, it's like, it's one thing to do like, oh, we're going to give healthy options smoothie. No, it's like you guys live the part.
Yeah.
Like it is your lifestyle. And that's why too, and we say here all the time, it's like, we're not a quick fix office. We're not a come when you need it. Like we have, like there's a plan for you and we live the lifestyle. And chiropractic care is definitely care, but chiropractic care is a lifestyle. It's two different things. It's
Yeah.
like there's one thing to be a smoothie place, a Jamba Juice, a Smoothie King.
Yeah.
Like that's a smoothie place. Much like
Franchise.
chiropractic care is, okay, let's get adjusted. But then there's a chiropractic lifestyle, and much like JB Wellness is not just a smoothie place, it's a lifestyle. And that's super cool. And I can really appreciate that. And, that's what I've always said too, and what I've been very careful about in speaking to is like, no, none of us are here for the money. However, what, I've quickly learned is you can do more with more. And I think with your guys' heart and mission and what you guys are doing, it's very similar to us as well. And it's like, we don't do charity out of our office. We do charity because of our office.
Yeah.
And I'm just so excited to see what you guys are going to be able to do because of JB Wellness. And so that's super, super fun to see. Now, what you were telling us some extra things, some community building. How can people engage JB Wellness more? We do some similar things, but I want to hear what yours are.
yeah, so JB After Hours is what we're going to call it. This is my ultimate goal, is to use our JB Wellness platform to start to educate, because I'm a natural teacher. I love teaching, but teaching about health and wellness has been my dream for a very long time, and I have lots of knowledge, even though, I'm not certified. Jake and I do research in everything, so I'm going to be bringing in a dietitian. We're going to be having groups starting in a couple weeks where we're going to start educating people, like, what is a smoothie bowl? Why is it beneficial? Yeah, it has a lot of sugar, but why is that sugar? Why doesn't that sugar make you feel like a cookie when you eat?
Yes.
So it does something totally different to the body. So just starting to educate people on those things, and then we're going to just have classes like how can you make a smoothie at your own house, and why we call them longevity treats, like because longevity is the key to our whole. So we say food for longevity because longevity is our goal of life. Yeah, we're all young now. I'm 30 now. I look young, but let's see what I look like when I'm 60. I don't want to be. My grandpa just passed away of Alzheimer's disease, and I don't want to die at 70 and
Right.
live my whole life working and then end up. So just educating people of those, about longevity and why it's important to make.
And if I
choices
do
now.
die at 70, I want my quality of life
Yes.
up to that
Right.
point to be so high, which
Yes.
is vital performance.
Yeah.
Like there's a whole that's a whole different meaning for
Yes.
that. But
Yeah.
it's funny that you're literally tying
Yes.
into vital performance and the quality. It's so
Yeah.
cool.
So, and then just kind of doing yoga, meditation, having yoga teacher come in a couple weeks and doing meditation in the cafe, getting a wellness shot after a mini smoothie bowl. And then, just we're going to start there and see how it goes. But JB After Hours is where my heart is.
There you go.
Super fun.
Yeah.
Super cool. Man, there's so much. I feel like, and we will probably do this again on some other level. This is very new to us, so I super
Part
appreciate.
one.
You guys are doing great. This is awesome.
This is very new to us, and again, building a community, giving people access to whomever it is that they might need to know or don't know they need to know, giving them the options. That's what this is all about. And so we're super excited to share this process with you and get this out to whoever we have. This might be seen by 2 people, might be seen by 2,000 people. So as this continues to roll, like share it out, do what you want with it. If there's anything you need from us, if there's any way we can be a resource for you guys, please let us know. I'm definitely going to introduce you to my wife because you guys would just,
are gonna hit it.
from greenwashing to heavy metal toxicity to
Right.
natural babies, like the
Yeah.
whole
All the
9.
things.
We had
Yeah.
3 kids at home for a
Okay.
reason. Like we've been blessed in that regard.
That's
Dr.
awesome.
Lindsay as well. But if there's anything we can do for you guys, let us know. We'll do whatever we can to help. Not that you need it, but we're here to provide it.
Yeah.
So anything
Uni
else
together.
you want people to know before we close it out?
I don't know. As we always say, live life, be well.
I love that.
That's our motto.
Love it. Well, we enjoyed having you guys
Yeah,
on.
thanks
We'll
for
let you
having
get
us.
back to work. I'm going to
Thank
make you go
you.
make me a smoothie.
Yep.
See ya.